And now for more details on these developments within the US, Jagrati Dave is joining us live from Washington, D.C. Thanks for joining us, Jagrati. Now, the US has just recorded its deadliest day when it comes to the virus. So how prepared really is the Trump administration to tackle this virus as it hopes to, in fact, reopen the economy in phases?
Yes, the President at the daily task force briefing talks constantly about how well the United States is doing, how the United States is testing more than any other nation. It's testing more than several nations put together. There's obviously still questions about actually how many tests the United States is doing per capita. It is not one of the leaders of testing. And governors and business groups have expressed concerns about reopening the economy without having widespread testing in place. And the president seems to take this issue of testing very personally, like he did with ventilators, claiming that the reason people bring up testing is that even if 350 million tests were done for every single test for every single person in America was done, the media would say, why aren't they doing 2 tests? It was the same with ventilators. There aren't enough ventilators, and now nobody's talking about ventilators. So that's how the president is playing this. But of course, there are concerns from many different quarters, including health experts, that actually widespread testing is in fact the thing that is needed in order to open the economy safely.
Right. Now, we're also learning of this discord that seems to exist between New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and the federal government about the amount of funding allotted to New York, which is currently the epicenter of the virus. So are the relief measures sufficient at this point to tackle the havoc wreaked by this virus?
So this latest stimulus package, $484 billion, is going towards replenishing the small business loan program, the PPP, which was started by the last stimulus package at the end of March and was incredibly popular, or incredibly applied for, and ran out of money last week. And so they're topping that up with $320 billion of that fund. $75 billion are going towards hospitals, and $25 billion are going towards testing. Now, the issue between the Democrats and the Trump administration in this round, part of the reason why it took a while to get this passed, was because of a debate between what measures should be included, and one of that was state aid. And this is something that the president said that he's talked to Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, about, and they have come to an agreement for the need for more testing, and they're working towards that. But state aid is clearly something that's going to be as part of the debate in the next round of funding, something that the president has spoken about, that they're considering it, and he didn't really want to answer any questions about state aid in this briefing. He wanted to talk about other things, but that is a point of contention. And as you described, the debate, the comments made by Mitch McConnell and the responses from Andrew Cuomo, it's clear that states are concerned about their ability to survive during this pandemic.
Right. My final question: we know that unemployment is currently at its highest levels in recent history in the U.S. So where do the lockdown measures stand as of now across the U.S.? Will we see them lifting or in fact reinforced in light of the alarming daily death toll?
Yes, it is a tension, isn't it, where you've got more millions of people unemployed as of the latest figures. So over the last 5 weeks, at least 26 million Americans have filed for unemployment. On the other hand, you have flattening in some areas, but you still have a significant number of people dying and still a significant number of cases and stay-at-home measures in place in several states, including here in Washington, D.C. So there is that balance, but some states are saying that they are reopening. The governor of Georgia has talked about reopening establishments, beginning to reopen establishments like gyms, tattoo parlors and spas. And this is despite Anthony Fauci, that one of the members of the task force, top epidemiologist, saying if he were advising the governor of Georgia, he'd tell him to hold off. And President Trump was again asked about this today, and he said he disagreed with the governor of Georgia. He very publicly said that, but he said he was still going to leave it up to the governor to do what he thought was right. So again, states are it's left up to the states and their governors to make those very, very difficult calls.
Right. Thank you so much, Jagrati, for all your inputs and for joining us this morning. And now let's...